Today we're going to do warm-up 52. We're going to start with a fairly large circle. If you have a circle guide, you could trace a circle if you want. I'm just going to lightly sketch one on here. Okay, now I'm going to put a diagonal axis through here. I'm trying to cut this in half. Now what we're going to do is we are going to start at the top. So where this point is coming through, I'm going to start with an ellipse. As I come down, my ellipses will keep getting larger, and then they will taper. So up here, they're a little bit tighter. As they come closer to the middle, I'm going to allow a little bit more distance in between them, and then I'll tighten them up again. So here's my biggest gap here, and then I'll allow them to tighten up again, so a little bit smaller here. When I say that, I'm talking about the distance. So tighter, a little bigger, and now I'm going to taper back, smaller, a little bit tighter. Okay, now the next step I'm going to do is this. From this point, I'm now going to arc out a little bit here. So here's going to be from this point out. This is like the peak of my globe. I'm going to go here and connect to the bottom. The next one, I'm going to go out and then connect to this bottom point. So each time I go out, I'm going to go a little further. And at this point, I'm going out, and I'm always pulling back to this point on the bottom. So even though it's getting sort of clustered tight down here, I definitely want to pull all the way back in there. I don't want to stop. Okay, that's enough on that direction. Now I'm going to pull this way. So I'm going to go fairly tight here, like my first on this side. And then I'm going to go out. Out again. Always pulling back to that point in the middle. And my last one will be here. Okay, and this is the bottom axis of my globe. Now, that's like contour lines. They're telling us how the edge of this is. I'm going to get rid of this very straight one. It sort of straightens my eye out a little too much. So I'm going to keep these curved. But in the middle, there's a point where it stops and it changes over. Now, I'm going to do this. I'm going to start shading. So when I shade here, I'm going to shade here. So I don't want to lose these lines. So I'm going to go a little dark with these lines. I don't want to lose them. Although they're going to become a little bit obstructive when I shade on top of them, but that's okay. So I'm going to shade on this side and down through this bottom. Now I'm just building up lines. So our light source is hitting this side here. And I'm going to go a little heavier here, and then darkest at this back edge. Building up. And that is it. Warm up 52.